Hey, this is Max. I am here with a new game for my Steam account, which is Three Kingdoms, Total War Three Kingdoms. Now, Three Kingdoms is one of the Chinese epics I grew up with as a child, so obviously I've always taken every opportunity to check out a good Three Kingdoms game. However, I always preferred the turn-based strategy games over the live-action versions like Dynasty Warriors. So when I finally realized that this game actually exists, and having never played any Total War games in the past, I've decided to jump in and give this one a shot. The characters of the Three Kingdoms are numerous. The epic itself spans over a long period of China's history after the fall of the Han Dynasty and then the warring periods between the warlords. I tend to like to start right around a period of time around 194, although the problem with that is that it's a DLC in this game, and therefore I have to start off in 190, which isn't the optimal period, in my opinion, for the start of the game, but it's fine for me to at least get a feel for the Three Kingdoms game. The main characters in the Three Kingdoms are these three you see right here, and out of the three, the one I like as a person in a sense, or as a the good guy of the Three Kingdoms in a sense, is Liu Bei. Cao Cao is actually probably the more likely to have succeeded controlling the entire Three Kingdoms had he played his cards right. But he's kind of at least portrayed in the epic story, a little bit of a evil, manipulative, and scheming type who's a little too paranoid for his own good. Liu Bei's problem was that he was weak in the sense that he's too humble, too nice, and refused to take certain steps as a leader that you needed to take to really control the expansion of his kingdom, and which eventually caused him to fail. And Sun Jian, who pretty much, eventually ended up giving his kingdom to the later sons of his, which is Sun Quan, that ended up being the third kingdom leader, is also a good choice, but I actually never got into the character that much. So, in the sense of these three, I'm going to go with Liu Bei.
Be watchful for fate's gifts.
Liu Bei sees chaos in the face of Dong Zhuo and will not rest until the tyrant's corruption is uprooted and the Han dynasty restored.
Now, the reason why I like 194 is at this point in the story, Liu Bei has taken over Tao Qian's fiefdom. He has also acquired the other general, which I really want him to have, which is Zhao Yun. Of course, at this time, he doesn't have his key advisor, which is Zhuge Liang, but it's a good starting point. In fact, a better starting point, I think, for his character position than before. Now, of course, Cao Cao is also a lot stronger at this point. But if you notice, Cao Cao is actually considered to have a harder starting position than Liu Bei. This is where Liu Bei kind of made some mistakes. He really had a good position to get somewhere from 194 on, but he kind of squandered some of his opportunities. Whereas Cao Cao, although he had a bit of a weak spot, came back extremely strong and actually did very well. And here is where Yuan Shao, which actually had a coalition with Liu Bei, Cao Cao, and some others, could have really became the preeminent leader of the warlords that could have controlled the Three Kingdoms, but Yuan Shao ultimately failed in that as well. So, interestingly, whereas I really wanted to start in 194 with this setup, I'm unfortunately stuck starting off here. Now, the beauty of games like this is that it's fictional, so while it loosely follows the story, you have the opportunity to play your Liu Bei the way you want to play him within limits of some of his personality traits and stuff, which will influence some of the things you'll do. But again, if you play your cards right, using him here and not making the mistakes that he made in the sense of the grand scheme of the story, you should be able to actually conquer China with Liu Bei and Guan Yu and Zhang Fei and the characters that ultimately became part of your court. Because it's fictional, it's going to be different, right? I'm going to end up probably with some of Cao Cao's people, and I'm going to end up probably taking over eventually Yuan Shao's people if I do everything the way I'm supposed to. My strategy, I suspect, would be first lock in this corner of the world, of China actually, to establish enough of a control, and then first expand and take out Cao Cao, because he actually becomes very dangerous. The other opponent that's very dangerous is Yuan Shao. He needs to go too. So if I can get rid of them quick enough in the game, the rest of these guys will be squabbling among themselves and will allow me to kind of expand and eventually get control. The idea is to probably get control of this section here and then push outward from there. Whereas majority of the important and strong characters are all concentrated around you in the beginning. So if I can strategically and quickly get myself set up in this little corner here in a strong posture, I think I should be able to do well. Of course, that depends a lot on this game and how this game operates. I've never played a Total War game, so I'm a complete noob, and I'm going to be learning combat and everything as I go. So join me in this adventure to conquer China. And I'm going to also start off another campaign or two at the same time as I learn more about how combat works. One is probably going to be with Yuan Shao, and one I may actually try Ma Teng or Sun Jian, both of whom are also interesting to me, but obviously I've never really taken on that portion. This character is a free DLC, so he might be worth a shot too. But primarily, let's start with Liu Bei and go from there. So let's see how my adventures in the Three Kingdoms of China goes. And I'm looking forward to both learning the game and at the same time playing it to try to conquer China as Liu Bei. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you're interested in this. I do know a little bit about the lore of the Three Kingdoms, so I'm going to probably discuss them even as I play. And if you like this kind of strategic games and you would like to follow it, again, I'll be putting up videos as I progress in this game, just like I do with BattleTech. And let's see where it all goes. Thank you for joining me for this video. I hope to see you again, and more videos will be forthcoming. Thank you for joining me. I'll catch you next time.